Hello, hello, English learners. Welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast, your friendly space for natural English conversations. I'm Sarah.
Hey everyone, and I'm Mike. Great to have you here with us today.
So, today we're tackling something that almost every English learner asks us about. How do I stop translating in my head? How do I actually think in English?
Yeah, this is a big one. And just so you know up front, this is a B2 level episode.
So, if you're upper intermediate, this is definitely for you. But if you're a solid intermediate learner, you can absolutely follow along. Don't stress about catching every single word.
Exactly. Think of it like eavesdropping on two friends having coffee. We're going to talk naturally, use real phrases, and you're picking up the language as we go.
And because this is the English Conversation Podcast, we'll be using tons of natural expressions that you can borrow for your own conversations.
And at the end, we'll do our signature word tour, where we revisit the trickier vocabulary and break it down nice and slowly.
So, Mike, be honest. Do you actually think in English all the time?
Not gonna lie, sometimes when I'm tired or emotional, I still slip back into my native language in my head.
Really? Even after all these years?
Yeah, I think it's normal. Your brain goes to what feels safest when you're stressed.
That's actually really reassuring for learners to hear. It's not about being perfect. It's about building new mental pathways.
Mental pathways. I like that. Like creating new roads in your brain.
Exactly. And today, we're going to explore how to build those roads without driving yourself crazy in the process.
No pressure, no unrealistic expectations. Just practical strategies that actually work.
Whatever you're doing right now, walking, cooking, commuting, you're in the right place. So take a comfortable breath and let's dive in.
Okay, so let's start with the elephant in the room. Why is thinking in English so ridiculously difficult?
The elephant in the room. Nice idiom.
Thanks, but seriously, I remember when I was learning, I'd be having a conversation and there was this exhausting delay in my brain.
A delay?
Yeah, like I'd hear something in English, translate it to my native language to understand it, think of a response in my native language, then translate that back to English before speaking.
That sounds exhausting.
It was. By the end of a conversation, my brain felt like it had run a marathon.
I think a lot of listeners can relate to that mental fatigue. It's not just learning a language, it's managing this whole translation circus in your head.
Translation circus. That's exactly what it feels like. 3 rings, spinning plates, the whole thing.
So, what's actually happening in the brain when we do this?
Well, I'm not a neuroscientist, but from what I understand, we're essentially taking the long route every time we speak or listen.
The scenic route through translation town.
Right. And the goal of thinking in English is to bypass translation town completely, to go directly from thought to English and from English to understanding.
So, you're creating a direct connection.
Exactly. No middleman, no translator working overtime in your brain.
But here's the thing that I think people don't realize. Your brain is actually brilliant at this. It's designed to create these direct pathways.
It just needs permission and practice.
Yes, permission is huge. A lot of learners are waiting for some magical moment when they'll suddenly be ready to think in English.
Like they need to reach some arbitrary level first.
But the truth is, you can start thinking in English at any level. Even beginners can think simple thoughts in English.
I'm hungry. I need coffee. This is nice.
Exactly. You don't need sophisticated philosophical thoughts. You just need to start.
And there's another thing that makes it hard. The emotional connection to your native language.
Oh, that's deep.
But it's true. Your native language isn't just words, it's humor, it's memories, it's the way your grandmother tells stories.
It's comfort.
Right. And English can feel cold or mechanical at first because it doesn't have all those emotional associations yet.
So, part of learning to think in English is actually about building new emotional connections with the language.
Making English feel like home, not like a hotel you're visiting.
I love that metaphor. So if you're listening and feeling frustrated that you still translate in your head, that's completely normal. You're not broken, you're not bad at languages.
You're just in the process, and the process takes time.
But the good news is there are specific things you can do to speed it up.
And we're going to walk through those together.
Before we get into techniques, I think we need to talk about mindset for a minute.
Oh boy, here comes the motivational speech.
No, hear me out. This is actually important.
Okay, I'm listening.
A lot of people approach thinking in English with this perfectionist mentality. They want their internal English to be grammatically flawless.
And that's the trap.
Exactly, because when you think in your native language, are you grammatically perfect?
Definitely not. My internal thoughts are fragments, half sentences, random words sometimes.
Coffee, need, now.
Precisely. So why do we expect our English thoughts to be full, perfect sentences?
It's that double standard we put on ourselves when learning a language.
So mindset shift number 1 is messy thoughts are okay.
Better than okay. They're actually a sign that you're thinking naturally, not translating.
What's another mindset shift?
Give yourself permission to be wrong.
In your own head?
Yes, even in your own head. You might think, wait, is that the right word? Is that how you say it?
And then you second guess yourself and lose the thought entirely.
Exactly. So the shift is in your internal English, there are no mistakes. It's practice space. It's a judgment-free zone.
That's actually really liberating.
Isn't it? When I started giving myself that permission, thinking in English became so much easier.
I'd add another one. Stop treating it like a test.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of learners are constantly evaluating themselves. Am I thinking in English enough? Am I doing it right? Did I just translate? Oh no, I'm failing.
That's so stressful.
Right. So the shift is treat it like an experiment, not a test. You're playing, exploring, trying things out.
Scientists don't fail when an experiment doesn't work, they just gather data.
Exactly. So if you catch yourself translating, that's just data, not failure.
Interesting. I translated that. Let me try thinking it directly next time.
No drama, no self-criticism, just curiosity.
Maybe you listening can try that right now. Can you think your next thought in English? Not perfectly, just try. Whatever comes. It might be, this podcast is interesting, or I'm sitting on a bus, or my leg hurts.
Just one thought. Give it a go.
And if you translated it first, that's fine. You still did it.
Baby steps, people. Baby steps.
All right, let's get into actual techniques. Strategy number 1, and this is my favorite, narrate your life.
Like you're the narrator of your own documentary.
Exactly. I call it the Morgan Freeman technique.
Please do a Morgan Freeman voice.
I will not, but the idea is simple. As you go through your day, describe what you're doing in English in your head.
So right now you might think, I'm listening to a podcast. I'm learning about thinking in English.
Or, I'm walking to the store. The sun is out. I need to buy milk.
This sounds almost too simple to work.
But it's incredibly effective because you're linking English directly to actions and experiences, not to translations.
You're not thinking walk means caminar or marcher. You're just thinking walk while walking.
The word and the experience become one thing.
So how do you actually start this? Do you narrate everything?
No, that would be overwhelming. Start with one routine, maybe your morning routine.
So as you're brushing your teeth, I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty. I need to rinse.
Exactly. Super basic, but you're building the habit.
And you can level it up as you go.
Right. At first, it's just present simple. I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Then you can add opinions. I'm making coffee. I love this part of my morning. I feel more awake already.
Or you can describe things, like, the coffee smells amazing. The cup is warm in my hands.
It's like you're creating a soundtrack for your life, but in English.
And here's the beautiful part. You can do this anywhere, anytime, and nobody knows.
You're secretly practicing all day long.
On the bus, in line at the store, while cooking dinner. I'm chopping onions. My eyes are watering. This is annoying, but necessary.
I actually do this all the time now and don't even notice anymore.
That's when you know it's working, when it becomes automatic.
So listeners, here's your challenge. Pick one daily activity today, just one.
Maybe it's your commute, or making lunch, or getting ready for bed.
And narrate it in English, out loud if you're alone or silently if people are around.
Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about vocabulary you don't know. Just use what you have.
If you don't know a word, describe it. The thing you use to open cans.
Or just use your native word and keep going. The point is to keep the flow in English.
The flow is more important than perfection.
Can we talk about another layer of this?
Go for it.
Narrate your feelings and thoughts, not just action.
Ooh, internal commentary.
Yes, like, I'm feeling anxious about this meeting. Why am I anxious? Maybe because I didn't prepare enough?
That's more advanced.
It is, but it's also where the real magic happens, because now you're not just thinking in English about surface stuff, you're processing emotions in English.
And that's when English starts feeling like a real language you live in, not just a tool you use.
Exactly. So start simple with narration, but don't be afraid to go deeper when you're ready.
Okay, strategy number 2. This one's a bit different. It's about how you store words in your brain.
The mental filing system.
Right. So most learners, when they learn a new word, they create a translation pair.
Dog equals perro, cat equals gato.
And that's fine for getting started, but if you want to think in English, you need to go beyond that.
You need to connect English words directly to images, feelings, and concepts.
So instead of thinking dog means perro, you think dog and picture an actual dog.
You might even hear barking in your mind or remember the feeling of petting a dog.
The word becomes connected to the real thing, not to another word.
This is how children learn language.
Exactly. A kid doesn't learn dog equals perro, they learn dog is that furry thing that barks and wags its tail.
So, how do you retrain your brain to do this as an adult?
One technique is called the visualization technique.
When you learn a new word, instead of immediately translating it, stop and create a vivid mental image.
Let's try one. Let's say you're learning the word exhausted.
Most people think, okay, exhausted means very tired, which in my language is.
But instead, picture yourself exhausted. Really visualize it. You're collapsed on the couch. Your eyes are heavy. You can barely move.
You feel the heaviness in your body. You might even yawn thinking about it.
Now, the word exhausted is connected to that feeling, not to a translation.
And when you're actually exhausted later, that English word might just pop into your head naturally.
I'm so exhausted. What's the word in English?
This works especially well for emotional words and adjectives.
Frustrated, relieved, overwhelmed, peaceful.
You can feel these words. They have physical sensations attached to them.
Another technique is the association chain.
What's that?
Instead of translating a word, you connect it to other English words you already know.
So you're building an English network in your brain.
Right. So if you're learning soaking wet, you might associate it with rain, umbrella, dripping, cold, need to change clothes.
All in English.
Exactly. So now soaking wet is part of an English web of meaning, not isolated with a translation attached.
This is why immersion works so well. You're constantly seeing words in context with other English words.
But you don't need to move to an English-speaking country to create these associations. You can do it intentionally.
When you look up a word, read the English definition, not just the translation.
Look at example sentences. See the word in different contexts.
And here's a weird one that actually works. Talk to objects.
Excuse me?
Like, when you see your keys, think keys, and maybe add a little sentence. There are my keys. I always lose my keys.
So you're labeling your environment in English.
Yes, but not just labeling, commenting, interacting.
This coffee is cold. I should have drunk it faster.
Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. Of course.
You're creating these little English moments throughout your day.
And over time, these moments add up. Your brain starts defaulting to English more and more.
Because English is becoming the language of your daily experience, not just something you study.
Strategy number 3 is one I recommend to almost everyone, the solo monologue.
Talking to yourself, my specialty.
But we're going to be strategic about it.
How so?
Set aside 5 minutes, just 5, and talk out loud in English about anything.
Out loud is key.
Why is that?
Because there's something about using your mouth and voice that makes it more real. It's not just in your head anymore.
It's like your brain takes it more seriously.
Exactly. And you hear yourself, which creates another layer of learning.
So what do you talk about?
Anything. Your day, a movie you watched, something that annoyed you, a memory.
The goal isn't eloquence, it's fluency.
Fluency over accuracy.
Right. Keep talking even when you don't know a word. Describe it, gesture at it, make something up.
The worst thing you can do is stop.
Because stopping breaks the flow, and flow is what we're building.
I like to think of it as a river. You want the English to flow like water.
Not stop and start, stop and start.
So even if you're saying something ridiculous, keep going.
Today I did things. Yes, many things. I woke up and the sun was there, in the sky, like always.
That sounds silly, but it's actually perfect practice.
Because you're forcing your brain to stay in English, to find ways around obstacles.
And you can do this in the shower, in your car, while walking the dog,
Basically, anywhere people won't think you're strange.
or wear headphones and people will assume you're on a call.
Genius.
Here's a variation that's really helpful: the explanation game.
What's that?
Pick an everyday object, let's say a chair, and explain what it is without using the word chair.
Oh, that's tricky.
It's a thing you sit on. It has 4 legs usually. It has a back to support you. You find that in houses, offices, restaurants,
Why is this helpful?
because it trains you to work around vocabulary gaps. In real conversation, you won't always know the exact word.
But if you can describe it, you can communicate.
Exactly. And it forces you to think creatively in English.
Another version of this is teach something in English.
To an imaginary person?
Yes, pretend you're teaching someone how to make coffee, or how to use an app, or why you love a certain book,
Teaching forces you to organize your thoughts clearly.
and to use transition words, explanations, examples.
First, then you should make sure you don't forget to.
It's higher level thinking in English.
The key with all these monologue practices is consistency,
5 minutes a day beats 1 hour once a week.
because you're training your brain to switch into English mode regularly.
It becomes a habit, not a special occasion.
Okay, let's talk about something real. What happens when you hit a wall?
The mental block.
You're trying to think in English, and suddenly your brain just stops, goes blank, refuses to cooperate.
I think everyone experiences this.
So what do you do?
First, don't panic. Don't judge yourself.
The mental block is usually fear or fatigue, not inability.
Right, your brain is protecting you from what it perceives as a threat. Speaking in not your language feels vulnerable.
So sometimes your brain just shuts down to avoid that discomfort.
What helps?
Lower the stakes. If you're blocked trying to think complex thoughts, go back to simple. I see a tree. The tree is green. Birds in tree.
Caveman English is better than no English.
And often, starting simple helps you relax, and then more words come.
Another strategy, change your activity. If you're blocked sitting at your desk, stand up and walk.
Movement helps unlock thoughts.
The brain and body are connected. Sometimes you need to move to think.
Also, if you're stuck on one word, don't let it derail everything.
Put in a placeholder and keep going.
I need to do that thing with Anyway, after that,
In real conversation, we do this all the time.
Right. We fill gaps with things, stuff, whatever.
So give yourself permission to be imperfect.
And here's something important. Mental blocks often happen when you're tired.
Translation takes more energy than thinking in your native language.
So if you've been using English all day and suddenly you can't anymore, that's normal.
Your brain is tired, it needs rest.
And that's okay. You don't have to think in English 24/7 to make progress.
Let's talk about your environment, because you can actively design your life to support thinking in English.
You don't need to move to London.
Definitely not, but you can bring English into your space.
How?
Change your phone language to English.
That's a big one. Suddenly all your apps, settings, notifications are in English.
At first, it's confusing, but within a week, you adapt.
And you're reading English dozens of times a day without even trying.
What else?
English sticky notes around your house.
Not just vocabulary words, questions, or reminders.
Did you drink water today? What are you grateful for? Remember to breathe.
So you're interacting with English, not just seeing it.
Change your social media language to English.
Suddenly, your feed is in English, the buttons are in English.
Follow accounts that post in English about your interests. If you love cooking, follow English cooking accounts.
Gaming? English gaming content.
The goal is to make English feel natural and relevant to your actual life.
Not textbook English, real daily English.
Another powerful one, consume content in English without subtitles in your language.
English subtitles are okay, but avoid your native language subtitles.
Because when you see your language, your brain automatically reads it, and English becomes background noise.
But with English subtitles, you're matching sounds to English words, building that direct connection.
All right, time for our word tour. Let's slow down and look at some of the vocabulary we use today.
If you're taking notes, now's a good time to grab your notebook.
First word, eavesdrop.
We use this at the beginning. To eavesdrop means to secretly listen to someone else's conversation.
Usually without them knowing. I was eavesdropping on my neighbors through the wall.
Or, sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard you mention my name.
Next, mental pathways.
This is more of a phrase. Mental pathways are like roads or connections in your brain.
When you think or do something repeatedly, you create a pathway.
And the more you use it, the stronger and faster it becomes.
Learning to think in English is about creating new mental pathways.
Next word, bypass.
To bypass something means to go around it or avoid it.
You skip the usual route and take a shortcut.
We bypassed the traffic by taking a back road.
Or, I want to bypass translation and think directly in English.
Another one, arbitrary.
Arbitrary means random or based on no real reason.
When something is arbitrary, there's no logic behind it.
The teacher chose an arbitrary date for the test.
Or don't wait for some arbitrary moment to start practicing.
Let's do fragment.
A fragment is a small piece of something broken off from the whole.
In language, it's an incomplete sentence or thought.
My thoughts are just fragments before I've had coffee.
When you think in English, fragments are totally fine.
Next, judgment-free zone.
This is a phrase. A judgment-free zone is a space where no one will criticize or judge you.
It's safe to make mistakes or be yourself.
This classroom is a judgment-free zone.
Your internal English practice should be a judgment-free zone.
What about soundtrack?
A soundtrack is the music or audio that goes with a movie or video.
But we can also use it metaphorically too.
The narration in your head is like the soundtrack of your life.
Jazz is the soundtrack to my mornings.
Let's do file.
To file something means to organize and store it in a specific place.
Like putting documents in a filing cabinet.
But we can also talk about filing memories or information in your brain.
Your brain files words in a mental filing system.
I file that information away for later.
Next, vivid.
Vivid means very clear, bright, and detailed.
When something is vivid, you can see it or feel it strongly.
I have vivid memories of my childhood.
Create a vivid mental image when learning new words.
Good one. Eloquence.
Eloquence is the ability to speak beautifully and persuasively.
When someone is eloquent, they express themselves smoothly and impressively.
The goal isn't eloquence, it's fluency.
Her eloquence impressed everyone at the meeting.
Next, derail.
To derail something means to make it go off track or stop it from progressing.
Like a train coming off the rails.
Don't let one unknown word derail your entire thought.
The interruption derailed our conversation.
Let's do placeholder.
A placeholder is something temporary that takes the place of something else.
You use it until you find the real thing.
Use a placeholder word when you can't remember the exact term.
This is just a placeholder image until we get the real photo.
And finally, absorb.
To absorb means to take something in, like a sponge absorbing water.
We use it for learning too. Absorbing information means taking it into your brain.
Children absorb languages naturally.
Listen to English podcasts and let your brain absorb the patterns.
Those are some of our key words from today.
Remember, you don't need to memorize all of them right now.
Even if one or two stick with you, that's progress.
So we've covered a lot today. Let's bring it all together.
Thinking in English isn't about perfection. It's about practice and patience.
Start with the mindset. Give yourself permission to be messy.
Narrate your daily life. Create that English soundtrack.
Connect words to images and feelings, not just translations.
Practice monologues. Talk to yourself. Teach imaginary people. Explain objects.
When you hit mental blocks, go simple. Lower the pressure.
Design your environment to support English. Your phone, your feed, your space.
And remember, thinking in English is a gradual process.
Some days will feel natural. Other days, you'll be translating everything.
Both are normal. Both are part of the journey.
The key is consistency, not intensity.
5 minutes a day of deliberate practice beats one marathon session.
Your brain needs time to rewire. Be patient with it.
And be kind to yourself. You're doing something genuinely difficult.
Yeah, learning to think in another language is no small feat.
So celebrate small wins. The first time you have a thought in English without translating.
The first time English words just appear in your mind automatically.
These are milestones. Notice them.
And if you want to dive deeper into this topic, we have more resources on our website.
Plus our community, where learners share their experiences and strategies.
But for now, we'll leave you with one simple homework assignment.
Just one thing.
Today, before you go to sleep, narrate your evening routine in English, just in your head.
I'm brushing my teeth, I'm putting on my pajamas, I'm getting into bed.
Super simple, but you're building that habit.
And tomorrow, maybe add one more moment to narrate,
Gradually, you'll find yourself thinking in English more and more.
without even trying.
All right, I think that's a good place to land.
This is Sarah.
And this is Mike.
You've been listening to the English Conversation Podcast.
Thanks for spending this time with us.